What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. Today's post is titled Extroversion and Introversion. And as it's a dialogue between Matias and his higher self, I'd be referring to Matias as me and to his higher self as I am. Me. Today there was a lot of noise inside the pyramid. A lot of people. But I could hear the beat. Bang, 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 bang. Aligning with the heart. And I felt myself beating, expanding into the world and contracting, drawing the world towards me. I am. You felt the heart of the soul then. Me. How would the heart of the soul be defined? I am. Well, the physical heart contracts and dilates by electrical pulses from the nervous system that contract and dilate blood vessels and muscle cells. This drives the blood pressure to circulate through the entire system of veins and arteries, like a water pump. These pulses are energetic, a positive and a negative current that function as a conduit of electricity. That energy is the soul. Therefore, the heartbeat of the soul is all these pulses, the positive expanding outward and the negative contracting inward. Me, the positive expresses itself then, taking everything that was inside towards the outside, towards the world, while the negative moves that external information by bending and contracting it towards the inside. I am this constant pulse of soul energy, expanding and contracting, transforming the internal world towards the outside and the external world towards the inside, can be known as the process of the heartbeat, whose mechanisms are extroversion and introversion. Me. Okay, that's where extroverts and introverts come from. Being the first people with a communicative, friendly, fun character, with the desire to share who they are with the world. And on the other hand, those who are locked in their internal world, with the will to enjoy their rich imagination of his loneliness and silence. I am. Extroversion and introversion come from the Latin ex, outward, and on the other side, inward, added to the particle tra, between, and the concept versus, turn, go back, turn around. Me, like universe. I am, which means that everything revolves around a single point. Me, so an extrovert would be the one who turns the internal to the external, and an introvert would be one who turns from the external to the internal, like reversing, which would be turning towards an opposite. Introverts are often taken as negative. I am. Indeed, it is. As I said before, the negative aspect of energy is turning inward, while the positive is turning outward. Me. Yeah, but I mean it looks like the bad. There is a very great need to want introverts to go outside, as if that was the right thing to do. As if expressing, making friends, socializing, all of these were the norm, and the other was wrong. Many think that being an introvert is due to some kind of fear or trauma, and that going outside shows that the person is open, cheerful, and capable of development. Introverts tend to be colder and tactless with others, while extroverts have more communication and understanding skills. Maybe all of this makes it look bad. I am. A society is made up of different groups. Groups are made up of families and friends. The family is a genetic group of biological belonging. Friends are a resonant contextual group of belonging. The individuals that make up the groups each have specific abilities and needs. Your abilities are useful to the needs of others, and your own needs are met by the abilities of others. The space of negative and positives, of having and lacking, constitute the basic reasons for social symbiosis. Just as there's symbiosis among unicellular organisms, or in nature, symbiosis occurs between different animals or plants. Among humans, this symbiosis is the basis of all society. A symbiosis is the ability to exchange qualities with other living organisms. Me. So societies are like a huge forest where many creatures exchange physical and energetic favors. I am, exactly. The basis of a society is the constant symbiotic interaction between its individuals. The more the individual expands, the greater the capacity to survive, as it means that he will have more tools to meet his needs and will generate more skills through experience to help others. This symbiosis becomes part of the culture and is in fact the reason why cultures exist. The more cultures, the more possibilities of awakening potentials, more skills, more exchange. What role then does an introvert have in this mechanism? Me. Neither. That is, of course, in social symbiosis, constant interaction is needed, the opposite of introspection. I am. That is why society interrupts the introspective as a problem. What does not interconnect is seen as a whole in the system. Someone who does not exchange is interpreted as a failure in the system. Me, but I am. But many of the great changes of humanity were made by introverts. Me, how would that be? I am. Artists, musicians, bohemians, philosophers, scientists, thinkers, spirituals, writers. Most of them share one quality: introspection. Specer means to look or observe. That is the action of looking within, of self-contemplation, turning the outside world inwards. The introversion of these individuals lead to much deeper analysis that contemplate much larger processes than the extroverts. Extroverts solve momentary, instantaneous conflicts and needs, those of the present, because by constantly moving from one individual to another, they do not have time to think about great things, but to solve what they see and touch in the world, which is constantly changing. The introspective observes, contemplates the origin of things, analyzes the movements of extroverts, sees the mechanisms. They know how to look at the world, and that is why they understand their past and their future come further due to the ability to look inside. Do you know what they say? The answer was in front of me all the time. Sometimes the answer to the great things in the world is found in the little things inside. Therefore, those who silently analyze and take the time to be with themselves are the ones who can see much further. Me. But there are a lot of introverts who have a hard time. I am. Because society has told them that what they are doing is wrong. They try to fit in and they feel judged. Thus they lose their ability to focus inside, wasting energy looking at what's happening outside. When you meditate, you close your eyes. Why? Me, because that way I can focus on myself. I am. When you imagine you close your eyes. Why? Me, to see the world inside me. I am, because everything you see in the world is a perception of what is inside you. You see the world with the eyes of your soul. Therefore, when you close your eyes, you stop seeing perception and you contemplate who perceives. Introverts' introspection are the fall and winter seasons, while extroversion is spring and summer. Me, what about the ones who don't have a change of seasons, like the equator or the poles? I am. Everyone has seasonal changes. They are called the dry season and the wet season. In the humid season, as well as in the winter and autumn, the individuals retreat for a time towards the interior, especially in the zones superior or inferior to the tropics, North America, Europe, north half of Asia, south of South America, south of Africa, and Oceania. Changes are experienced very well there. Now do an analysis. What are the most ordered countries in the world? Me, I would say that the Scandinavian countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. I am. Cold countries. And the most chaotic countries? Me. They tend to be in the center of Africa, South Asia, the center of the Americas. I am. Warm countries. Me. The weather. Does it have to do with our way of being socially? I am. Everything is connected. Cold countries with long winters tend to have more time to plan, between 3 to 6 months. These countries cannot do much. Their nights are long, and they must remain locked up. Before audiovisual entertainment, these countries spent days listening to stories, reading books, writing, meditating. While in the hot areas of the planet, everything takes longer. Music, rhythms, conversation, living in the streets, enjoying, sharing with neighbors. It is much easier. This makes hot countries more outgoing and friendly, collaborative in community, while the cold are planners, lonely, marking distance. This makes the cold countries become world conquerors, colonizers, due to patience and strategy, while the hot countries were easier to defeat. However, warm countries are seen as kinder and friendlier, but also disorganized. Cold countries have made much more progress because of their ability to plan for better or for worse. And the warm people have known how to spread their art and warmth to the world, also for better or for worse. Me, they both have something to give. I am. In a balanced and fair society, the cold have a lot to give to the warm, and vice versa. Extroverts have a role, expand, share, connect, while introverts have their role, plan, understand, build. Introverts need more time to generate something, but what they will generate will be final, while warm ones will solve problems in the short term. This is teamwork. They're not opposites. Me, society struggles in these two opposites. Extroverts laugh or judge or want to pull introverts out of their cave, while introverts shy away from expansive and talkative space invaders. Like when everyone wants an autistic or Asperger to become normal, when they have a beautiful quality of finding the richness of the inner world. Instead of wanting to get them out of there, you have to allow them to express their rich inner world and share it with them. The same happens at the social level, in which the warm people call themselves the colonized and the cold ones the colonizers. They blame each other, and a lot of energy is wasted trying to see who is right, when in reality, the history of colonialism is past. It is time for globalization. Now, we all have something to contribute. I am. Both polarities are the mechanism of the pulse, of the beat, of the creation of energy and the construction of realities. Each individual must be able to live both polarities in his life and respect those moments and spaces. Only in this way will we understand that the vibration that connects and creates all things arises from the concave and convex movements of the waves, positive and negative. Me. So I must respect my times of introspection as moments of assimilation and planning of the past and future, as well as taking advantage of moments of extroversion to connect to the world in the present, here and now. I am. Two currents, cold and warm, are those that move the waves of the vast ocean of souls. But both are the sea. Become the sea. Flow in the beat of creation. That is the greatest legacy in the universe.